The following 6 minutes and 42 of recording that you're about to watch, in which only 2 minutes and 18 of it is actual modder footage, was clipped and re-recorded for demonstrative purposes by me on June 4th, 2023, at around 8:03.18 p.m. Eastern Time. Hello everyone, this is King Vector 11, and welcome back to another episode of my Modders Caught series. This series is brought to you especially to newer or innocent players of GTA Online by me to show you how bad modding can get and has gotten in GTA Online to this day and beyond, to warn you of what you could be facing in public lobbies on especially the PC platform with the visual proof I have to showcase to you in this series. If you'd like to know more information in regards to how bad or how much worse modding can get or has gotten, or just simply even know how I format these videos, you can check out this part 1 rant video, link will be in the description. Even after the release of the BattlEye anti-cheat for PC players on September 17, 2024, ModMail developers have quickly found many bypasses, such as using an FSL tool to run GTA Online in offline mode by loading their own online save data locally to allow themselves to continue modding. More information on this and how Rockstar secretly wants to allow modding to continue in GTA Online by giving a command to BattlEye to disable the anti-cheat when required to use third-party launchers, which is what mod developers have turned their mod mails into to play GTA Online with mods, can be found in part 2 of my modding rant video. Link will also be in the description below. Take-Two Interactive is also doing anything they can in their power to choose which mod mails must be taken down, such as YIM menu for illegally obtained and reverse engineered GTA 5 source codes. However, they're not doing anything against mod mails like Stand for these reasons. Does this mean Take-Two is illicitly doing business with select mod mail developers and turning a blind eye when paid enough in these illicit business dealings? Regardless of this case, I'm throwing both Rockstar and Take-Two under the bus for the continuation of modding in GTA Online. And as modding still continues to this day, this series will also continue. So stay tuned to find out what could happen to you as an innocent player, and be safe when crossing paths or boundaries with any modder, because you will never know the risk you put yourself in until it is too late and you are suspended, banned, or stalked by a modder. And as always, as continued repeated proof to how I know Rockstar supports modding, I have 2 examples, one of them being from one of my best friends on GTA, in which I have met for like years ago, and I've known them for many years and still have contact to them to this day, in which since the day I've met them, they have never touched a mod menu in their life. However, as of recently, quote unquote, they have been fed up of being crashed over 20 times a day and got themselves an alternative account to use mods on, mainly for protections. Of course, that account has never seen a suspension or punishment by Rockstar. However, their main account that has never seen a mod menu, has never touched a mod menu, has been suspended. And as other proof, someone else has brought up to me that they joined a Brazilian crew of grinders in which they help each other grind money and RP, in which at some point they haven't really played at some point for like a brief amount of time, but during that period there was some hackers who had maliciously attacked this crew in which this member was a part of, in which all the members a part of this crew were unfortunately suspended or either banned, but these malicious hackers are known to have yet to ever receive a punishment. And of course, if you have any other experiences that you would like to share, feel free to share it in the comments down below. And if you would like me to showcase your proof through my channel while also crediting you as being the video owner, you can reach out to me on Discord with this username and tag, in which if you of course give me permission, I will gladly, with your permission, use your video, while of course giving you credit for your upload. Or if you want to add me on Discord just to be a friend or just to request for help on PC, I'll do my best to help anyone out as best as I could, anytime I could. But beyond that though, let's get into the video context. So how I came across this modder, well, it was back then when I first purchased and ever started using the Toreador, in which, of course, as anyone normally would with a vehicle that has nitrous, I was excited to drive it around. But of course I did it in a public lobby, and unsuspecting to me, I passed by a modder who for some reason did not take kindly to my presence of passing them by, which has of course led to the proof I'm going to showcase to you in just a moment. So the modder in concern that I'm going to showcase to you for only 2 minutes out of this 6-minute video that you're about to watch is the modder here in question, with of course max stats, which of course anyone could get to normally at about that level, so I'm not going to really blame that. The fact that they look ghosted is also a little concerning, but at the same time, whatever. But here are the biggest major mod effects that I have caught them doing in this footage. Now, of course, like I said, it was unsuspecting to me that I have passed a modder, let alone a player, because I wasn't even paying attention to them until I looked at my minimap at nearly the last moment, and I was like, oh wait, there's a player. I wonder if they're going to start chasing me. And next thing I know, they activate air brake and start chasing me through the city straight at me and start blasting my vehicle with a heavy shotgun, which only took a few rounds, surprisingly, for a semi-armored-ish vehicle, quote-unquote, that could resist a few explosions before it blows up, at least back in those days, and simply just attacked me for the fun of it. I don't know how or why or whatever context they had in their minds, but it seemed reasonable to them that they just had to attack me. I don't know why. I'm just minding my own business. Anyways, without further ado, here is the full footage that I have to showcase to you in this full recording. Modder 157. Hello guys, this is King Vector 11 with another video to prove to you that Rockstar continues to support modding in GTA Online to this very day, June 4th, 2023. Without further ado, I'm going to show you the footage that I have caught from this point of the video on until I leave the session, because I seriously was not in the mood to deal with modders that day. So I'm just going to show you the footage and explain to you what has happened afterwards, which may actually shock you. So get ready. This is the moment that the modder, I guess the start of the video I should say, when the modder was caught. So stay tuned for this. Now, I'm generally surprised that Rockstar has actually made this option in their game, or at least two of these options, cheating or modding and glitching or abusing game features, rather than having the simple term exploits. They actually went into detail between one and the other. But I just like to tell you right now, if you ever come across a modder and you have these options, don't even report the modder. It's not worth it. Their system is still broken. Because what happened was, I personally have this myself that happened very recently. Of course, this footage was taken on June 4th, and today is June 7th, 2023, 3 days later, when I am checking over this footage and making this in the shortest possible videos I could, showing you guys all the evidence that these members are modders and that Rockstar supports modding, of course, fully. But if you actually use this option to report a modder, those mod menus, whether or not Rockstar likes to believe it, but their services are still very outdated, and those options will come back to your account rather than you reporting the account that you want to report for who's modding. Because how do I know this? Because just 2 days later, when I was still driving around in public sessions doing God knows what, moments later, I get an alert where I have been classified as a cheat and can only play with other cheats in the game. Of course, I tried emailing Rockstar support or, messaging them as soon as possible about this, which only minutes later I was finally relieved and, let's say, forgiven from being a cheat. But I still find it quite BS that Rockstar services are still this broken. Yeah. Don't use this option, guys. I tried using it just this couple of days, but the more of this that you use, the more liable that you are for quote-unquote cheating, because you are reporting cheaters, as if Rockstar's trying to question you, thinking, how do you know that they're cheating, despite showing obvious signs, as you can see in the footage that you've just seen now, where that guy had insane movement speed, had extra damage, possibly even explosive rounds in auto shotgun, which doesn't exist in a game. But Rockstar assumes that you are assuming that they're modding because you have a mod menu. It takes one to know one, right? So therefore, you are classified as a cheat. Either that, or Rockstar just has very outdated services and the mod menus have updated beyond Rockstar's expectations. That's going to take them another couple of months to re-update, where the report that you've sent on that player comes back to you. So I'm just telling you right now, don't use this option for reporting. Just leave the session. You cannot fight modders. And Rockstar supports modding. Otherwise, what I've just explained to you now would have been complete biased information, and I would have just been making it up, just like I've made up this clip and edited everything with pitch perfect quality paint 3D sketching frame by frame just to make all of this for you to witness how, oh my gosh, I don't even know this player, but they're a modder, so now if I ever see them for the first time, I'm gonna know that they're a modder, I'm gonna leave this session and whatever. Yeah, apparently that's what Rockstar thinks I'm doing, because that's how much they care about their game. Rockstar, fix your game. And you guys, thank you very much for watching till this very moment of this video. I thank you very much. Very much. And good luck in GTA Online. Here is modder, what now? Modder 157. This is King Vector 11 signing out from another video of a modder caught in GTA Online. Be careful out there, and do not use the report feature. It will get you classified as a cheat, not the modder, because their mod menu is more superior than GTA Online services. Good luck. Obviously, I'm saying now, if you want a good way to report these modders, do not use the in-game report menu or report features. Instead, just go on the Rockstar support page. It has minimum to do with the game, but at the same time, nothing to do with the game, and you're gonna have a much safer chance at being able to report modders, even with recorded unlisted YouTube video proof to showcase to them the person's modding, in which Rockstar may not ban them and instead give them a pat on the back for doing a good job at ruining players' experiences, because that's Rockstar. Regardless of which, this is all the footage that I have to showcase to you, and I must say right now, excuse me for not being able to upload something like this just last week. Unfortunately, on the day that I would choose to record, work on, and upload these videos, I had a terrible polar vortex winter storm that has taken effect the entire day. Unfortunately, that only got progressively worse as it got into the evening hours, in which at some points the electricity was starting to be played with tremendously. Like, I still had electricity, but it was being played with to the point that I even saw it, like, electric arcs in the distance just shining bright near our gas station. Nothing drastic happened, nothing catastrophic happens, everyone's safe, everyone's fine since then. But unfortunately, without electricity, I wouldn't be able to even record a video like this, since even at this extent of length of this video, the electricity could have died at that point. So there's nothing much I could have done then. I decided to skip on that day. Now, of course, at that point, I made a suggestion in my YouTube community polls where I requested anyone who is dedicated to watching this series in terms of having a more superior watch experience for any future members to reach out and let me know what they want different about the series, what they wish is maybe unnecessary, what they want added. Of course, no one reached out to me, so it's not that big deal. I just wish to conclude that, of course, those who enjoy this series and wish to stay tuned for more content by me would leave a thumbs up, and those with adequate IQ levels will understand what the thumbs up means and not the other one. But obviously, those people are those who mostly resort to using mods in GTLN themselves, because obviously doing anything else will require a lot more skill level beyond their expectations. So if they got offended to what I just said, well, at least they know they're self-conscious, and if they wish to hate on it, well, sorry, you're just hating on your lack of skill. Take the L. But in the end, that's all I really have to showcase to you. Those who truly enjoyed this series, who truly enjoyed this episode at some point or to an extent, whether they found it entertaining, informative, or in any other case, shape, scenario. If you guys have enjoyed this video, wish to stay tuned for more videos like this in the series, stay tuned for more, like and subscribe if you must. Of course, it is free, costs you nothing, and it also costs you nothing to show any sign of respect as well. Now, beyond this video, I'll be going over the comments of the previous episode, which was done 2 weeks ago, as I've given my reasons why I couldn't do it last week, for obvious reasons. So I'm going to go over the comments, but before I do go into that, for those who wishes to walk away and move on with their days, you may do so. But if you wish to stay tuned for the rest of this video, be warned, I'm going through the comments of the previous episode as I said I would. So at this point, it is your choice if you wish to stay tuned for anything else that I have to mention in this video. So without further ado, let's get into that right now. So overall, the comments experience was not perfect, but also wasn't the worst either. I can't really complain about it. So we're going to go over the first bunch of comments made by one of my more valuable members of the community, in which I personally hope they don't take advantage of this saying and believe themselves to be the most valuable member in history of the world. I hope not, anyways. But anyways, no, just saying. So they made a comment where they were like, from the previous episode as I've shown, where I was being attempted griefed, but of course those modders failed and quit the session when I delivered my cargo. It was only $10,000 of goods, I think. But the person was like, oh no, Game Factor did the most unforgivable thing. He sourced and sold CEO crates. Can't let him do that. Bro, frick off, touch some fucking grass. Of course, at least someone truly enjoyed the funny fail. It could have been way worse, but it was pretty much a fail in my books. Like, they clearly just got their mod manual and were not aware how to grief with mods. They definitely looked up tutorials and thought, oh, it's gonna do it for me or something. I don't freaking know. But still. He's just re-explaining what the modder tried doing, and of course the modder failed at griefing me, and I still delivered my cargo, so freaking hilarious. But beyond that though, that's generally what this part of the comments is in these replies. So in order of their replies that they've made to their comments, I've done my best to respond to each and every one of their replies in one single comment, for obvious reasons that I would just not want to leave one comment left unread. So we're going to move on to continuing replies, where in this context, he was definitely explaining his experiences that at least it's not like GTA where we live in Australia, or they live in Australia, where they have, you know, the flying bikes and 1v1 unfriendly beach fights and whatnots. And so they were asking me if they ever did, because they were thinking of making a Oppressor Mark 1 IRL without weapons, but if they ever did, I would be interested. But I'm like, the Oppressors don't really interest me, to be honest. I'm more interested in actually having a Brioso 300 amongst all vehicles. Even though I was meaning that as a joke, they quite literally took me seriously for some reason, even though in common, you know, courtesy, everyone will always take this as a joke vehicle. Like, everyone will want to go for a Toreador, everyone will want to go for a Pegassi, a Grody maybe, and I'm just here going for a freaking Brioso 300. I'm just a unique chill guy, relax. Stop hating on it, it's only a car, all cars have feelings. But anyways, they took me seriously and wanted me to send a picture to them on how I wanted my Brioso 300 to look like, but I was like, dude, I was kidding. But if you really want to, I'd still respect the effort, and especially if you're making it street legal, it's your choice, just do whatever you want. And they were like, still demanding what I want it to look like exactly, but I'm like, just make it however you want, light blue color and whatever the heck, just do it. And they're like, oh, so you want with a simple build? And I'm like, if you consider that simple, it's your choice, whatever. Beyond that though, in another comment, someone has made a timestamp of when the actual footage has started of like the gameplay itself. So if they wanted to make a comment on that, I can't really speak against it. Of course, if they have the intentions of trying to be rude and make people ignore the disclaimer that, of course, I work hard on making, but of course, only low IQ people will not appreciate, and therefore, instead of hitting the thumbs up, would mistaken it for something else in the rating section because illegally low IQ convinced them that, I guess. But like I said, if you felt offended to it, then at least you know you're self-aware of who you are, and I wish for you to get educated as soon as possible. But that's just going out of context. This person, whatever intentions they have for showing the timestamp, especially for those who just don't really, who actually have respect and just wanted to see the footage itself, maybe that could be the intention as well. And regardless of which, I can't judge it. I just thanked them and moved on. And then we have this person who is, of course, obviously new to the channel, who has never heard me speak about this for the first 17 times. So here's the 18th time that I have to repeat myself. So it's a new viewer, I don't judge that. I'm still going to say what has truly happened, and the reason why I still have the Activate Windows watermark active is, of course, for the first many years I've owned this PC, I've never had it in place, but the moment I had to change hard drive because my other one started burning out its read-write processing power, we had to change the hard drive. Of course, that is the main boot drive. The other one that cannot read or write as best anymore as it could is now used as a secondary drive. Of course, I had someone do that for me, a personal technician, I say. He set up everything, he set up BIOS and optimized it the best as he could, and that's when I started getting the Activate Windows issues. Now, of course, we reused the same code that we've used previously, which removed the watermark for only a day or so, but then the watermark came back. And so both of us, even taking it to an actual professional who, after we even bought a new activation key, it still didn't even do anything. So we brought it to a technician who tried looking into it, doing whatever they tried doing, and nothing was able to be resolved. But only recently I've discovered that the reason why this watermark will not disappear is because the initial activation key, it's like Microsoft is so stupid that they cannot forget what happened in the past and will just like hang on to it for dear life, even if you tell it something new. Where if you use a new activation key, it's still going to be like, yeah, okay, well, you're saying this, but remember that? I wonder what happened to this. I don't recognize this. And because Microsoft doesn't recognize the new hardware change in my PC, that is why this watermark continues to pop out every so often. And there's nothing I can do about it. The moment I changed hard drive, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like the activation code activated the hardware that it was made known to be made aware of to activate, sort of thing. But because there was a change in hardware, it lost those codes and triggered itself to say, oh, well, you don't have active Windows activated, even though I do, but it's not. That's how stupid Microsoft is. I don't understand. So I hope I made myself clear on that. But beyond that, though, as I've said once, a few times anyways, and I'll say again, if you really enjoyed this experience that I'm showcasing to you in some shape, way, or form, if you find it informative or entertaining in any way, you should stay tuned for more content like this to educate yourself on what can happen to you. And you feel like I am one of the best ways and methods of showcasing to you what could happen to you, what to be careful of, and you wish to stay tuned for more content like this or anything else on my channel, to leave a like and subscribe. But of course, those with illegally low IQ who supports modding, as well as Rockstar does, who are scared of losing their 9-to-5 jobs at Modders Corporated, would vote for the other option. So at this point, I really don't care. I'm still going to continue my motivation of showcasing clips and footage to you guys to let you know of what to be careful of. And of course, if you know that you are aware of who you are, of being illegally low IQ, and you feel offended to it, then obviously you're going to go for the other option of vote. So what can I do about that? At least you know you're self-aware, right? So regardless of which, every rating counts, and well, I wish for you to, take care of yourself the best as possible. That's all I can say. Anyways, that's all to showcase to you. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, good luck out there, and be safe, because you never know what can happen to you in GTA Online, on the PC platform especially. Take care, everyone.